that was honestly one of the hardest things for me, was that I'm not the same person, because that last chapter was trash. Inner peace, because I'm gonna need it. Talking about this gives me a little bit of angst, not too comfortable with this, but I know that it's necessary, because when you go through any change or transition in your life, you know that the person that emerges is a new person. I'm stepping into this new chapter. I really love the person that I've become, and I just want to share it with you guys and share a little bit about my personal journey and my healing story, because you're not going to get to the other side if you don't do that work. And that's what I'm going to be sharing with you guys about, is that work that I had to do to get to this person right here, because that last chapter was trash. Found the treasure, love the treasure, but it was still trash. And you got to be able to talk about it, own it, and move forward. And this is me owning it, hoping that I inspire you to own your season, whether it's up or down. So before I jump into it, make sure that you grab, your drink. I was reaching for it. I was like, I put that a little bit too far, but make sure you grab your drink, your beverage. I love this one. It says, "Hello, gorgeous." If you are new to this channel, hey, I'm Rashawnda. I love all things self-care and healing, and I love sharing tips to help you on your journey. If you're not new and you've seen this face before, then listen, thank you, because I know on this channel it could be a little bit of struggle bus, and for you to come back just means the world to me. So let's dive into this video. I want to be very honest. I was a little bit complacent, very content where I was. Felt like I was a little bit stuck. And then I got sick. Honestly, this new person that emerged was not somebody I was like, yeah, let's jump into this season. No, I was like, kind of a little bit like manhandled a little bit into it. Did get COVID last year, August, and I am one of those people who had and who has long-term COVID. It's still a little bit difficult to talk about, because I'm still going through it every day. I still don't have full smell or taste, still struggle with the fatigue, sometimes the brain fog. It's difficult. And I've had to learn who I am and really change up my wellness, my self-care, my mindset. I really had to re-envision who Rashawnda was. It's possible. It's hard. I didn't want to do it too much, but I had to. Otherwise, I would have continued on this path dealing with anxiety and depression. And so, I had to stop thinking like weekly or monthly. And I had to truthfully just start dealing with the hour, dealing with the day. And I do have like a little gift for you guys. If you're in any season and you're like, I really want to incorporate and really start myself on this journey, but I feel overwhelmed when I try to do all this planning, then I do have a free downloadable for you guys of a self-care check-in. I love it. I use it to journal or even just to write what's going on with me for that day so that I can add what I need, because I really don't know how your girl gonna be feeling in a day. And I got 3 kids, a whole husband. I know you need me, but I don't know what I can give you. Being able to check in with myself and really rework that mindset was essential, because I was just operating, just going, and I couldn't. And that was honestly one of the hardest things for me, was that I'm not the same person. It's still hard for me to say that I was a college athlete. I ran track and field most of my life. So being active, having energy, was never an issue. Blessings to that. And now it is. I don't know. It's kind of like a bottle of water. When that water's gone, I don't know if it's gonna refill. Can I get a Yeah, we gonna stop there. The process of reworking, who is Rashawnda, things that I love to do and was capable of doing, and brought me joy. I kind of have to think about other ways. And you know what? Couldn't do it alone. Had to go back to therapy, because I think I know the people around me who they really didn't understand what I was going through. Thank goodness my kids or my husband did not get it. Wouldn't wish this on nobody. But I think that they had reached the limit of positive words and telling me I'll get through it. And I just wasn't feeling it. I was like deep in the sunken place. And so I need to go, get support and work through the fears and the unknown and my struggles and, to be able to understand them so that I can then create, I don't like to say solutions, but create ways to manage my anxiety and depression. And so that's why I had to step away, because I was going through it. A lot of crying. I still cry about it sometimes. I feel like it's at a place where I can manage it and it's not so overwhelming. And that feels good to say. That really feels good to say, because I couldn't say that a few months ago. So it feels really good to say that. Another part of the changes and like re-envisioning myself had to also do with communication and boundaries. I'm a verbal processor, so I can talk about some things. I found myself not being able to communicate what I was going through, feeling guilty because I couldn't, just felt shackled. So really working on how to communicate better those negative feelings, especially when you are dealing with something so unknown that you've never dealt with before. So I really had to learn that, and it really helped the bonds, that I have in my life, and it really helped me to feel like more confident about what I can do and not just focus on what I can't do. They were always in my corner and supporting me, but if you don't really know how to ask for help, how to communicate it, not much they could do. And I had to learn that. And then with the boundaries, I'm a mom of 3, and I felt like I had good boundaries, but when you feel way down, burdened, and just can't do anything, having to set different boundaries, not necessarily with others, but with yourself. I had to be told, sat down, like, you don't have to do this. I really wanted to do it, but I needed to set that boundary with myself to say, hey, like, I'm working with some limited energy here. Like, do I have to make their lunch? Or, can I ask my husband? This is a part of you revisioning yourself. You're still purposeful. You still can help. You still can, be that mom that you envision. But again, I had to rework it. It comes with different sections. So re-envisioning yourself as a person, as a mom, as a wife, had to do all of that. Okay. Didn't like it. It's helpful now, but I didn't like it. Lots of resistance. So that's why I said, the last chapter was a little bit trash. I feel like we definitely are stronger and know how to talk to each other and know space and know how to ask and not assume, right? Now on to the goods, right? So we talked a little bit about like all of that inner work. Let's talk about like who I am now. After you have things taken away from you that you took for granted, you really want to be intentional about your time and really not feel limited by your fears. And honestly, you guys, I was afraid to bet on myself. Like, I kept my 9 to 5. I was always doing therapy, love my clients, super amazing. But it was always like, well, when are you going to do something on your own? And like, what are you going to do? When are you going to just like be very specific about your passion? And I am happy to say I'm doing that now. When you don't have a lot of time, a lot of energy, want to feel good about where you put it. And I'm happy about like where I'm going to be putting it. And that's into self-care and healing. Now I also don't feel like I have to have that wall. Like in the office, I never wanted somebody to come in and be like, hey, how was your time on the beach with your kids? Like, kind of awkward a little bit. So I was like teeter-tottering on like, transparency with what I share on the channel on social media. And now I don't feel like I have to like overthink that so much. I can share what I want to share without fear. That feels really, really good. And lastly, I have a little visual for you. You see those palm trees? I'm back in South Florida and it feels really good. I'm actually in an Airbnb. Me and my family have been in an Airbnb for 4 months. Pray for us. Thank you. We need them. But we are going to be moving into our new build home this month. Very excited. Very, very, very excited. Love it here. My best friend's here. 2 of them, not 1, but 2. And my dad is here. Love him. So I'm going to get all of the chicken foot soup, get my full taste of my Caribbean vibe. Yeah, new me, new location, new business, new home. Child, it feels good here. Had to go through a lot of trash, but I love the treasure and I love it here. So if you're in a season of transition or change or chaos and you are struggling, know that you're not alone. Know that there is beauty and light at the other end, but you have to do that inner work. And I'm hoping that, I can support you on it because I've been there. And sometimes it feels like I'm back there. if I'm being very honest. So that's what I have to share with you guys. Let me know what, routines you guys are doing, what changes you may have made to your self-care, wellness, or mindset. And if you have any recommendations, let me know. I do have a running list, but feel like I kind of need to start fresh with it a little bit. So I'm excited to be bringing all that new here on my channel. As always, happy healing, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.